Versed. Hello, we meet again. What's good, guys? So I want to say a quick thank you to those of you that have taken the time to watch the reviews on sunscreens from my previous video. And I really felt the overwhelming amount of support and love, and I greatly appreciate the feedback that you guys have been giving me. So thank you again so much. And now let's get into this one. So since that video, some of you had DM'd me and asked me, what is this brand called Versed? And I don't know if it had anything to do with the cute little packaging, and this also happens to be one of my favorite mineral sunscreens. So the brand was actually really cool about sending me some of their skincare products to test and try out and do a review and be candid about which products I enjoyed and which ones not so much. So full disclosure, the products that I am about to review have been gifted to me by Versed. And having said that, let's get into it. So a little about Versed. They started a little over a year ago, launching in Target, and I'd say they had a leg up in terms of opportunity to just really get good formulations going, good branding, while offering a variety of options and products to the various skin types. Because most indie brands, and I'm sure as you well know, when they first start out, they would just focus on one or two products until they kind of grow and gain traction. And also just to note that, the people behind Versed are the people behind Who What Wear blog, and I call them the OG of fashion blogs. But they also have an apparel line with Target, so it just kind of seems to make sense that, they would also launch their skincare products with Target as well. So everything in their line ranges from $25 or less, and I really like how their formulations are well thought through and that they're very transparent when it comes to the ingredients, and you know how I personally feel about that. And they have a heavy focus on environmental sustainability. 92% of their stuff are recyclable, and they aim to be carbon neutral by 2021. And you can really tell through their packaging and the PR box that they sent me that they're very mindful about, zero waste and trying to be reusable as possible. And they're quite vocal about it, which I can appreciate. And I actually, consider them to be more on the luxury end of the drugstore line if I were to compare it to a CeraVe or Cetaphil, and especially because their packaging is so much fun, kind of like a Glossier, and you want it to be fun, you want skincare to be enjoyable. This is their Just Breathe Clarifying Serum. This is actually really great for people that have sensitive skin, but also oily and acne-prone skin. And the reason being is because there's so many products that are out there, usually targeted for acne-prone skin, to be really harsh, very strong, and almost irritating to the skin. And when you have sensitive skin on top of that, kind of like my former self, you want to avoid products that make your skin really irritated. So it's really hard to find that balance. And this product actually contains willow bark extract, salicylic acid, niacinamide, glycerin, and zinc blend. And let's go into the details about this. I love the combination of ingredients like this into a serum. It's actually got a decent viscosity. It's not watered down like some of the lower price point serums. Willow bark extract can be a really gentle form of salicylic acid, which in my opinion is a better ingredient, but willow bark is a gentle and well-tolerated way to get a similar effect. Salicylic acid is lower on the list, which probably means that it's not going to be as strong and you only get some of the benefits. Niacinamide, I love its anti-inflammatory and brightening benefits for your skin, but also really great on this type of product for acne because it really helps with inflammation. Glycerin, a wonderful humectant, which also happens to be my favorite, and it just leaves your skin feeling really nice. Zinc gluconate is a type of polyhydroxy acid. It's a larger molecule, so it's meant to not penetrate as deep into your skin to cause less irritation. And I actually like that it's a serum because it can be less irritating. Of course, this is going to work much slower, but if you do decide to try it out, make sure that you put moisturizer on top. That way, to really make sure that you're sealing in the hydration in. And yeah, if you have inflamed or sensitive skin, it is also worth checking out. The shortcut. This is their overnight facial peel. It has lactic acid, glycolic acid, vitamin A, all great ingredients to help chemically exfoliate, to really get rid of that upper layer of dead skin cells. So the blend of lactic acid and glycolic acid work together to break down dead skin cells, while the vitamin A, a proven anti-aging ingredient that we all love, but more specifically the retinol palmitate, will help gently exfoliate, brighten, and hydrate, while skin conditioning, allantoin, rosehip, and vitamin E will help keep the skin calm. It's pH balanced, non-drying, and should be far less irritating than some of the other forms of chemical peels out there. So basically a non-scary peel that's meant to be left on overnight while you're asleep to resurface and renew your complexion. So I've been using this for about 3 weeks now, twice a week, and what I would do is just apply it leave it on overnight, wake up, wash it off, and I was actually really pleasantly surprised by it. I felt like my skin looked slightly brighter, softer to the touch. I think it's a really great entry level for those that really want to get into chemical exfoliants, because there's a lot out there that's really harsh and strong, and if you don't use it properly, then you can actually do more harm. So this is a really mild version, but really great for someone that really wants to get into it. Next is their Vacation Eye Brightening Eye Gel. I love the ingredients that are in here. They have glycerin, they have ginseng root extract, they have coffee seed extract, niacinamide, and it comes in this really lightweight gel texture. As I mentioned, it's got a lightweight gel cooling effect on contact, leaving this refreshing feeling. The vitamin C, ginseng root extract, and niacinamide will help brighten, while coffee seed extract supports circulation. But most importantly, don't forget to tap, but also gently tap it out from inner corners to temples with your ring finger when applying, and give it a minute to sink in, and just try not to pull the skin or apply too much product around your eye area. Remember, it's the most delicate part of your face. So I actually don't mind the lightweight gel consistency, especially because when we think about eye creams, we often associate it and expect it to be this heavier, thicker, richer texture, much like a moisturizer. So if you're using that kind of product and then you use this, you're definitely going to think, for one, that it's too lightweight, and two, that, you know, it is quickly drying. Personally, I use a serum-like eye cream, so even when I tried this for the first time, I did find it to be much more lightweight in comparison to what I use. Count how many times I say lightweight. But having said that, I actually don't mind lightweight products, especially in the summertime, because I, tend to use a lot more sunscreen than I do on a regular basis. So I do want something really lightweight in terms of products underneath it. That way, as I layer, it becomes, not as sticky, if that makes sense. So I was actually going to be using this for the remainder of the summer. That way I can, let you know if I really like it or not. And so I will keep you guys posted on that. In terms of the brightening effect, so I haven't used it long enough to actually see any results. So also, again, TBD on that as well. But in terms of if you're just getting into eye creams and you want something really lightweight, hydrating, good, ingredients, I mean, it's definitely worth, checking out. So this is their hydration station. Notice how I didn't say it too fast because I knew I would stumble upon my own words. But this is their Booster HA. It has hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and citric acid, and it could be used as a serum. It's virtually weightless. It's quite watery, as it's meant to dissolve into the skin quickly. It's got the hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid and sodium hyaluronate, which are both low molecular weights of hyaluronic acid that are meant to penetrate more deeply into the skin. It's got Indian cress extract and citric acid, but lower on their ingredients list. My only thing about medium and low molecular weights of hyaluronic acid is that there have been more studies done on how it's pro-inflammatory. And remember, everyone's skin is different. While oily skin might be able to tolerate it better, if you have dry, normal skin, this ingredient is already heavily marketed to you and can be irritating if your skincare products already include it. So don't overdo it and use with caution, and make sure to use it on damp skin and apply moisturizer to really seal in and retain the hydration. So while I love a good humectant like glycerin, hyaluronic acid ingredient inside my skincare products, I'm personally not a fan of these standalone ones. And the reason being is because I feel like they do more damage than good for the long run if you do not use it properly. So if you do decide to, or if you are using one, make sure, and especially if you're using it as a standalone, that you apply it on damp skin and that you put moisturizer on top to really seal in that hydration and moisture in. Otherwise, you will be left with drier skin. And like for this, for example, they say that you can actually add it and mix it with your other skincare, serums and moisturizers and creams and makeup for that dewy look. But again, if your skincare already, have these ingredients in it, then, you're just adding more to it, which might actually irritate your skin. So just FYI, just in case. And, the other thing that I'm not a fan of is that I just find this to be a little bit more on the tad expensive side for a drugstore line, especially because you only get 15 ml for it. And if I were to compare it to some of the other serums that they, offer, this is 30 ml, 15 ml, so pass for me. So next is the Day Dissolve Cleansing Balm. Okay, so if you know me and how much I love double cleansing and getting a good cleanse, and anything cleansing balm and cleansing oil is my thing, okay? So you know that I will be heavily critiquing this one. I love the ingredients that are in there. It's got eucalyptus oil, clove leaf oil, jojoba oil, avocado oil with vitamin E. So to give you a realistic simulation, I put tinted sunscreen as my base and then added some makeup like your concealer, mascara, eyeliner, and lipstick. I'm going to grab a dime size amount and just to gently rub it on top of my dry skin, and you can see the balm quickly dissolving into this milky texture and effortlessly breaking down all of the products. Also, I left a double cleanse to break down all the impurities, pollutants, and products to prep my skin for the second cleanse with a gentler milk or gel-based cleanser so that you're not stripping off all the moisture from your skin. But while you're also giving your face a thorough cleanse to avoid any buildups and clogging your pores. Now, I only use a makeup wipe specifically for this example, so please avoid using makeup wipes on your face, especially to remove makeup, as they don't clean as thoroughly as a dedicated facial cleanser in water, often leaving behind grime and oil, which may over time lead to clogged pores, breakouts, and even irritation from residual product on the skin. And I'll go over this in more detail another time, so if you do wear makeup, double cleansing is the way to go. So I'm going to go over what I did not enjoy and what I actually like about this product. So what I did not enjoy, and if I'm being completely honest, it has to do with the smell. Yeah, the smell. It probably has to do with the eucalyptus that's in here. It reminds me of a mild version to a Vicks Vapor Rub, and it just didn't sit well with me. And I'm usually not bothered with fragrances being inside my skincare products, so it has nothing to do with whether fragrance is in or out of a product. It's just the smell itself. Like, it was just not, I didn't enjoy it, right? The other thing, okay, so this is a small thing, and you might, roll your eyes and call me crazy. That's fine. It's the OCD side coming out of me, but it's this little guy. I know. It's like, what? What is that? Like, it's a little spoon. I got this for my other product to use to scoop this out, but, yeah, it's just, yeah. You know what it is? Maybe it's because I'm spoiled because of all the other cleansing balms and cleansing oils that I use, that either come in a tube form or a pump form, and jars. But whenever I buy a product that comes in a jar, I expect this spoon to be included in it. And the reason being is because, there's just so many ways that you can contaminate whenever you, put your fingers and hands inside directly into the product and scoop it out. And you're probably thinking, well, no brainer, just wash your hands. Well, if you, have wet hands and you put it in there, water touching it contaminates it. And if you're thinking, well, then just, dry it down with a towel. Well, towels have bacteria. So, anytime you touch and then, no. You get what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah. So Verse, I don't know if you guys are watching, and I don't know how much this costs to just incorporate, but anyone that double cleanses will really greatly appreciate it. And, it's just a small little thing, but that goes a really long way. Yeah. And if you're just using this on its own, the next time you go to an ice cream store, just ask for one of those sample size spoons and then use that to scoop out the products. So problem solved. But, yeah, it's a small little thing, but, it does make a big difference. So that's all. That's my little two qualms about it. What I love about it. So what I love is the price point. It's a great entry-level product, especially, as a first step to your double cleansing routine. You saw, I put all that gunk on my hand and it just dissolved it really quickly and effortlessly. So you know that it does the job. So I have nothing bad to say about it. It works great. It's just, if you're not bothered by that minty smell, then, by all means. It's a great product. So overall, the brand is great. This is kind of what I expect out of a luxury drugstore line. I want it to be fun, yet simple, no fuss, no BS. I want it to work and have it be affordable, especially for a clean beauty line. So I really, applaud them for making it happen for the consumers. And I feel like they're also breaking down that wall in terms of the perception that people have of drugstore lines, being very utilitarian for the teens. You just go in there, buy a product that serves its purpose. So it's really just no fun, right? And with their fun packaging, very colorful and simple, it really also gives the opportunity for the shoppers to have their Instagrammable moment with that as well. And if you're ever in doubt of any of the ingredients, their website actually does a really good job in breaking it down and explaining, giving the definition of what those ingredients are. And I like that how well thought out they have made their site as well for their consumers. I certainly appreciate it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my review on VERSED, and if you have any questions, you know how to reach me, and I will see you next time. Peace out!